Good afternoon. It's Kate Caruth here, your content alchemist with Content Gold on a Wednesday lunchtime. What are we talking about today? Well, we're talking about content for one more industry. We've got this one and then one more to go, and then we've done a whole year of different types of content for different types of industry. How fantastic is that? So we keep saying that not all content is the same. It really depends on your industry, on the best way for you to engage with any audience and what's going to have the most impact for that particular audience. So this whole series has been about helping you see how you can adapt what you do to fit with the content for the market you're operating in. And today we're looking at content for travel agents. A really, really tough industry to be in at the best of times. The last couple of years have been particularly tough. So it's all about what can you do as a travel agent to beat the online booking trend. And that's a fact of life. People will search for their holidays online. And it's particularly frustrating if you're a travel agent. Someone reaches out to you, talks about what you need, what they need. You do all of that work, all of that research, and then they go and book online. I mean, how rude is that? Because the business model you operate in, you don't get paid unless they book a holiday. So what can you do to change that? What can you do to show that the value you bring is more than the cost of just the holiday? There's a common trap that travel agents fall into is to not be really clear with your target audience, because actually not everybody wants what a travel agent can offer, and you may not want to provide the services that everyone who wants a travel agent might be looking for. Maybe you specialise in the cheap and the cheerful. You know, people want a quick city break, that kind of thing. Maybe you specialise in premier trips. So you've got to be really clear about which of those, or do you want both? Which do you want to attract? What's going to be best for you and what you specialise in and what your industry is about. Are you a wedding travel planner? Are you a safari travel planner? Which of those do you work in? So get really, really clear about that first. That's going to help you shape all of your content plans. Because if what you do is safaris, then everything you put out there needs to be talking about safari holidays or dream holidays, or, you know, whatever it is that you deal with, because you want to get really clear on that target audience. And secondly, an awful lot of travel agents are backed by a franchise. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's a great model. You have all of that background support, but you're also able to do your own thing. But don't just rely on the head office marketing content, because again, it's very generalist. So go through it, cherry pick it, pick out the ones that really work for you based on that target audience. If you've got a target audience, you can pick the content. There's a couple of other things that you can do to really make a difference. One is have a client questionnaire. So if someone comes to you and says, I'd like your help to help me book a holiday, have a questionnaire ready that tells you not specifically about that holiday, but a bit about them and what they like and what they enjoy. You know, is it important to them what their hotel room looks like? Is it important to them whether they're near a pool? Do they need something for kids? Do they need a hire car generally when they book holidays? Two reasons to do that. Number one, you get all the information you need really early on, but also you can weed out the people you can't help right from the outset. So if, for example, you do premier holidays and someone says that their priority is a cheap holiday, that's not your client. So you can just simply go back and say that I'm not the person for you, I'm afraid. And maybe guide them to somebody who is, someone you know who does the cheap and the cheerful. So that's one thing that you can really, really do here. Also, use testimonials and use case studies to show how you've added value. The place that you really come into your own is not the finding of and the booking of a hotel. It's what happens between getting off the aircraft and getting to that hotel. You can have the driver ready, the hire car already lined up for them. What happens if they happen to get stuck somewhere or something happens to one of them? You will have dealt with all of those kinds of situations. Tell those stories. and tell them as stories because they're so incredibly powerful. If you're a wedding specialist, maybe you've got the registry of all the great celebrants in all the Caribbean islands, which means if you want to get married in Jamaica, you know the person who can help. All of those are the kinds of stories you can tell to show why you are different and why it's worth booking through you rather than just doing all of that online research. So there's a few ideas for you as a travel agent for ways that you can make your content really do some work for you and get great customers coming in your general direction. And if you want to know whether your content that you're doing right now is inspiring your intrepid travellers, then you can book in for a free content review. There's a link in this post. You can just book in, we'll have a chat, we'll see on ways that we can help you build engagement, create great content, and really home in on the people that you want to talk to. So if you know anyone who you think will find this post helpful, if you want to share it, that would be fantastic. All you need to do is share the post, tag those people in the comments below. And I'm going to be back in another month and we're going to be talking about content for the IT industry. Woohoo! Have a great afternoon.